Hello, welcome. My name is Ezra and FYI, it's Vessel, a 2D puzzle platformer made by the wonderful people at Strange Loop Games. This is their very first title, which is an indie title. So they're a startup developer based in Seattle. So I'm very excited to see how this first title of theirs has gone. So just to let you know, there are possible releases of this game on consoles. So you just have to keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes peeled on their website to see for any more news of this. So let's just hop straight into the game and then I will tell you a bit more about it on the go. So you essentially are M. Arkwright. You're a inventor and you invented the liquid automation fluoro. There you are, right there, Mr. Arkwright. So in turn, by creating this fluoro, which is water that can essentially take the form of life. So you transformed industry and civilization. So the fluoro workers are tireless and their work is flawless. Essentially, if an industrial accident happened, they could be replaced. Key idea here, they could be replaced. The only problem is with these little things is that they're a bit mischievous. And they're a bit uncontrollable and they've gone a bit wild and are now running amok. So your job in this game is to control them and get them to start working again, and basically you're clearing up their mess essentially. So we saw that in these lovely little storyboards right there. So if we hop straight into the game, it's got a nice look and feel to the game. Nice clean animations. With a kind of, what could we call the background kind of graphics? I'm not sure, they're a bit different to what it is in the actual movement part of the game. Right, so there is our fluoro, cheeky little mite who just locked us out. So let's just read this new journal entry. Unintended consequences. The side effects of my invention behaviour never cease to amaze me. I'll need to get my equipment and get back in my lab before that fluoro causes any more havoc. So you've got to get back in your lab essentially. Now the physics of the water in this game are really nice. It's just kind of quite quirky. The way that they stay in drops instead of forming into like massive pools straight away is just something quite unique. Haven't really seen this before. Yes, I mean I quite like the look of this game from the get-go. And another thing you'll notice, which is quite essential for puzzle platformers I think, is the kind of ambient music in the background. It's not too intense, it's got a bit of a beat to get you thinking, which is obviously what you're going to need for this game. But it's, you know, it's calm, which is nice. You don't want to get stressed out playing these games. Especially these puzzle platformer ones, which are you're gonna have to really rack your brains to solve. Right, so we're now finding our way through this level. I'm hoping I'm gonna find a puzzle soon. So I suppose these are the inner workings. Push! These are the inner workings of M. Arkwright's factory, can you call it, I suppose? His lab, essentially. So here's another fluoro. What's he going to do? So these fluoros are kind of, for some reason, attracted to the buttons because that's their job, I think. So we can't go that way, so we're just going to hop along this way. Right. So it's nice that they haven't tried to do anything too over the top with graphics. I think as long as you've got a good puzzle platform to use here, then I think you shouldn't really worry too much about the graphics. As long as the gameplay is solid, you'll be fine. So we've got a cog here at the bottom, so we took this bucket over and all the little water droplets drain in there to turn the cog and open the door, so that's pretty easy. I'm hoping there are going to be a lot harder puzzles than this. Right, so what have we got here? Can't go through that way, so we go down this lovely ladder and flip this switch, I suppose. Hold down E to pull this open. Out comes Mr. Fluoro himself. I like these little quirky fluoros. So right, go hop up here. And we like them even though they're not very nice to us, locking us out of places. Methinks a lesson should be taught to them. Right, what do I do here? There we go. Bit funny looking movement physics there, but right, what's going on? So he's hopping off. Happy as Larry. Why, thank you very much. They're not that bad, are they? We love them, really. Whoa! Right. You're not going to die from long falls, clearly, because that surely would have killed me. Turn this, what happens? At the moment, I'm just seeing switches and turning them. There's no real thought to what I'm doing so far. Right, so this machine here creates the fluoro. And what's it going to do? Activate the switches. Right, that's pretty simple. Hop across quickly. It's pretty easy. And what is quite nice, you can see here that you've got the foreground image and then you've got a nice background image. The lighting contrast is actually quite nice. I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing. Right, Mr. Fluoro. Show me what you're made of. Right. Apart from being incredibly rude, I'm going to have to squish you. Now remember, when you squish these fluoros, essentially they don't die because you can reform them, essentially. Okay, pushing that way. There we go, and bye-bye! So he's got that little eye there. I suppose that's the mechanical bit of it. If it is mechanical. No, I don't actually think there's meant to be any mechanical parts. Anyway, we squished him. He's dead. Move on, people. We've lost a life. Right, down we go. So I suppose that's kind of like the tutorial part of the game. Quite simple. Now, hopefully we're going to move on to some hardcore puzzles. Right, so knocking this thing opens the gate. Right, so maybe I'm thinking you're going to have to tap that, maybe? Tap that. There we go. That's pretty easy. Now, I'm not going to show you too much of this. I don't want to spoil it that much. I'm just going to play through like the first kind of level up until where it stops you. Just so you get a good feel for what the gameplay is going to be like. Okay, so these doors all seem to be pretty easy to... He says... Getting stuck. Right, there we go. What's this do here? Now, I suppose because the light's turned off, some fluoro is going to appear. I'm hoping. No? Well, I'm not 100% sure what exactly that does. But it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Right, what have we got to do here then? So... I'm assuming we've got to move that up somehow. Ah, there we go. Just being blind. Here we go. Grab hold of this. I'm guessing that should just push that away. Excellent. Mind your head. That he's dead. You can see it's clearly hitting his face. No. Oh, that's close. He runs like someone I used to know at school. Extremely gangly. Right, that's production. Let's read what we've got here. Excellent. The turbine stored in this room will allow me to create a fluoro to assist me. In the years since I invented them, nearly every industry has come to use mass-produced fluoros throughout their operations. Needless to say, it has funded my subsequent experiments. Excellent. So, yeah, he's bragging about himself, basically. He's a big shot. Not a great trait to have, methinks. Woo! So we're turning this, and it's just filling up that generator down there, which I presume, if we stand on this, yeah, it is. It's going to create us a nice Fluoro. So I'm presuming that you've got to create these fluoros every single time in this little bucket with the machine here. Right. Yeah, I quite like the way it's kind of like dark and dank. Obviously it's wet and damp because it's based on water, people. But no, it's got a nice feel to it. I played a game ages and ages ago, maybe when I was like 6 or 7 on a Windows 95 computer. And this had the exact same kind of game, kind of like puzzle game. I can't even imagine what the name of it was. So that's essentially a piece of useless bit of information for you. I'm confused what we're going to do here. Is creating another one going to do me any favours? I don't think it is. Maybe I'll turn this way. Right, so if I turn that, is he going to... Interesting. Bit stumped now. Where am I going to go? Do I go back down? Yes. Duh, brain. It just opens the door at the bottom. I'm just thinking this is my bottom bit of the world, but no. You gotta use your brain in this game, people. You gotta have your wits about you. Right. Hopefully that... There we go. Brings a fluoro across. You know, I'm gonna tell you, it's pretty satisfying seeing other things do the work for you. I think that's a massive plus point for this game, that it's gonna keep you going. Right, where are we going in here then? Push this light up, see what this does. Yeah, I'm really warming to this game. Again, I've hardly played it very long. You kind of begin to get an affinity for these little creatures. You care for them, they're creations. Right, so this little fluoro has gone... Obviously, when you set the trap, it goes from trap to trap. So you obviously I've got to get rid of this cog maybe at the bottom here. So if I turn this one, yep, he's going to turn that. Which, yeah, there we go. So that turns this lovely little cog at the bottom here. But of course, nothing's perfect, so he's got to do it again. Very repetitive task. Chop, chop, old chap. And one more time should do it, I think. Yeah, like I said, the music is so nice to be soothing. It's nice to have a clear head when you're playing this game. You don't want any thrash metal being played when you're trying to solve a puzzle. So we've got some weird looking like zip cord here. Like I said, some of the animations on this guy are a bit off, maybe? Is that the right word to say? They're a bit off. Yes. Anyway, I don't think that's too important. What's really nice is the physics of this water and how it moves. And I think that's the really fun part of this game, obviously. Right, keep going down this pointless looking zip wire. So this is where all the naughty little fluoros have been hiding out. Right, so we've got a locked door, fluoro up there. Let's try pushing this up. So that opens our door, and the annoying fluoro shuts the door. So what am I going to do exactly? Let's make sure this is over here, so that can't roll away. Right, I'm presuming I'm just going to have to kind of... Sorry, Mr. Fluoro, but you're dead. So now we can go... Oh. A. That's not on. That is just not on. And... You dead. Right, so we can do it quicker this time. There we go. Much better. Right. Yeah, like I was saying, it really gives you a sense of power that these little guys are working for you. And if you're that bent on controlling things in your life, then this is going to be a game for you. Shame you can't control the speed of this stupid little contraption, because it is bloody slow. Come on, come on. Whee! Right, we've got to be near the bottom now. It's kind of a nice little acrobatic show from all these guys here. Yeah, we've got to be there now. Excellent. And there we are. Right, next lovely little puzzle is this what we've got to solve. I'm presuming that's going to be some kind of cog in the middle there. Can we do anything with these? Right, so they open these trapdoors on the left here, and it's on a timer. So, what's this switch over here do? So we got a nice little water fountain there, so I'm assuming we've got to shoot that button at the top there somehow. Anybody who would like to point anything out now would be the time. Right, let's try, there we go, grabbing onto these things. So this massive wheel, I'm presuming all the kind of wheels in this game are going to be used to generate the water coming out the pipes. So I think we've got enough water there. Got to jump on down with that with a bit of force. He's a scrawny little runt, our character. And we have one fluoro who has two eyes. I've never seen a little two-eyed fluoro before. Reminds me for some reason of Teletubbies. If any of you know what those things are. Yeah, I feel sorry for you if you do. Right, so I guess we've got to create 4 little fluoros to activate these switches. Doesn't he look adorable? Look at him go. If you don't like puzzles, you can get the game if you have a love of cute things. Look at him. Right. Got fluoro with one eye. I'm surprised he can do his work. He might have whoa! Oh, I'm sorry. He might have a bit of a problem with depth perception, but apart from that, I'm sure he's a good little fluoro. Apart from the fact that I killed him. You really can't touch these things. I'm not kidding, you will kill them. So you have to be careful. Because they just jump around aimlessly. They don't care where you are. They don't, oh, like so. Yes, this could get tedious. Well, to be honest, I'm still enjoying this, even though I'm having to do this quite a few times. Combination of the music, cute little characters. I don't think they can really go wrong. Alright, 2 more, come on. Come on, there's enough water in there. Don't make me kill one of you. Let's go with risk this. When to turn the cog without crushing them. Oh, you see, this is what's nice about him. He did the switch for me. This is why I like this game. I'm enjoying this if you haven't noticed. It's like having little friends in your own game. Right, that should do it. Come on, little man, out you come. Like I said, I'd just stand here and I could watch these things all day. Where's he going? Come back over. I can jump pretty far as well. Right, opened all the switches now, so let's turn on the fountain and away we go. So that was pretty easy. Dun, 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 dun. Some nice little water effects again. It does just look like someone's taking a pee. Right. Oh, how easily we are amused. Right. So, what do we do with this thing? Oh, right. Fireman's hose. So we fill up these tanks by the look of it. What's that in the middle? So that's like a drain? I'm assuming there's got to be a drain for every bit where water comes out. So we filled that up. And what do we do? Jump on the switch. So that's left that open. So that... Why is that? Oh, it's open. Well, that was easy. Nothing too complicated so far. I would hope that this game gets a bit harder, because so far it's been pretty tame. It has to get harder, I'm sure. Ah, playing with water. Nothing more satisfying. Right, come on. Up we go. So what have we got to do here? What do these do? So these open some trapdoors. I'm assuming this is symmetric. Which it is. And that opens that door, that's quite obvious. So let's start filling up this bad boy and see what we've got to do next. You know, I'm pretty sure his arms would snap off if he was hanging it like that. He must be one henchman to be doing backwards press-ups in the air. I don't know what you call that. Right, over we go. Where do I do the switch? There we are. So I assume it's... No, I'm going to be quiet. Say something stupid. Right, here we go. Here's our first little fluoro. And I give you life! Too much life. I did 2 in 1. Nice. Look. It's like he's just been shot and he's just been blasted all over me. How about hide from him before we... Okay, that was close. Right, so now they should just keep constantly producing themselves. If I just bring that over a bit more. Yeah, the animation of characters could be... leave something to be desired in this game, but you never know. This is their first title. And to be honest, it doesn't really affect the gameplay too much. Right, what now? Get off that switch, mate. Maybe if I... Right, let's try going over here. Gonna do anything? I don't think it is. Right, maybe we need to end this guy's life. So he should have somewhere else to go now. Oh yeah, I've got to fill up the other tanks, haven't I? Right. So I'm assuming this is going to flick on those switches somehow. Yeah, as compared to like Limbo, which is obviously another puzzle game, this is going to scare you. This isn't going to have that deadly spider that you just know is waiting for you. No, you can feel safe in this game. Alright, let's see if we can create a couple more fluoros to get things on the go. No, sorry, mate. This one's mine. Right, swing out the way. Oh, what? How did he die? I didn't kill him. So, right, let's get into it. I think we've got to fill these up and then quickly get up the top. Ah, we're doing it too quickly now. I think we quickly have to get up the top. Before the doors shut. Let's have a little look, see what happens. So, here we go. There we go. Run, 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 run. Ah. So maybe we do the right hand side first, then do the left. Oh, I'm stuck. Ah. Oh no, no we're not, don't worry. Do not fear, we can do it from up here. So now we've just got to get this other hatch open, which means we don't need to bother with that. We can go straight over here. Come on, my little watery droplets. No, I'm forgetting something. Scoot him over here. There we go. Awesome. I do love the water effects in this game. Right, if I can actually get out of that water. There we go. Right, there we go. So there you have it. This has been an FYI of Vessel, and that has been a first level walkthrough essentially. So I hope I've given you some idea of what the game is like, and if you like it, I encourage you to go out and buy it. The game is, let me just double check for you, the game costs £10.79, so currency convert that to your own currency, and there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.